everyone, and welcome back to Slow English Channel, where learning English is calm, clear, and friendly. I'm Daisy, and I'm here again with my good friend Peter.
Hi, Daisy. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be here again. I'm excited about today's topic. It's one of those small things that can make a big difference when you speak English.
That's right. Today, we're talking about final sounds. Those tiny little sounds at the end of words that many learners forget or skip.
Yes, like the sound T at the end of cat or S at the end of books. They seem small, but they're super important.
Exactly. Some learners think, oh, that sound is so small, it doesn't really matter. But actually, it matters a lot.
Right, because when you drop those final sounds, sometimes people can't understand you, or worse, they understand the wrong word.
Let's start with a simple example. Peter, what happens if you say, I like cat, instead of, I like cats?
Ah, good one. So if I say I like cat, it sounds like I like one specific cat, maybe my pet cat at home. But if I say I like cats with that S sound at the end, it means I like cats in general, all cats.
Exactly. That tiny S sound changes the meaning completely. One is singular, the other is plural.
And here's another one. He needs help versus he need help. If you forget the S in needs, it sounds like a grammar mistake, right?
Yes, and native speakers will notice it immediately. They might still understand you, but it won't sound natural. It's like a missing puzzle piece in your sentence.
Now, some people might say, but Daisy, Peter, native speakers can guess what I mean even if I skip the final sound. And sometimes that's true.
Yes, sometimes they can guess, but not always. Because in English, we have many words that only differ by the final sound.
Exactly, like cap and cab.
Yes, cap ends with a P sound. It's something you wear on your head. Cab ends with a B sound. It's a taxi.
So if you say, I take a cap to work, people will imagine you're wearing a hat to work.
That's right. And if you say, I take a cab, you mean a car ride. Such a small difference, but totally different pictures in the listener's mind.
That's why it's so important to finish your words, to let your listener hear that little sound at the end.
Here's another example I hear often from my students. They say, I finish my work, when they mean, I finished my work.
Oh yes, that's very common. The difference is just the T sound at the end, finish versus finished.
Right. If you say, I finish my work, it sounds like you're describing what you usually do, a habit. But I finished my work means it's done, complete, in the past.
So, missing that tiny T can confuse the time. The listener might think you're still working or that you do it every day.
Yes, and that's not what you mean. So one tiny sound can change the time, meaning, or even grammar of your sentence.
Now, Daisy, let's talk about why so many learners skip these sounds.
Good point. For many people, final consonant sounds don't exist in their native language, so their mouths are not used to making that movement at the end.
Exactly. For example, some languages always end words with a vowel, so saying cat with a strong T feels unnatural.
Right. So when they say cat, it becomes ca with a very soft ending, almost no T.
That's why we need to train our mouth muscles. Speaking English is a physical skill. Just like learning to play guitar or piano, you have to teach your mouth new moves.
Let's share a few tips to help our listeners practice final sounds.
Yes, tip number 1, exaggerate the ending. When you practice, make the final sound a little stronger than normal.
Exactly. Overpronounce it when you're alone. For example, say cat, dog, books, finished.
Yes, make it big and clear. Don't worry if it sounds funny at first.
It's okay to sound funny when you practice. Later, when you speak naturally, your final sounds will still be there, just smoother.
Tip number 2, use a mirror.
I love this one. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you can see if your mouth closes or opens for the final sound.
Right. For example, to make the P sound in cap, your lips should close. If you don't close them, you're not making the sound completely.
And to make T or D, your tongue should touch the top of your mouth just behind your teeth.
Exactly. Watching your mouth helps your brain remember what it feels like to make that sound.
Tip number 3 is one of my favorites. Record yourself.
Yes, use your phone and read a short paragraph slowly. Then listen carefully.
Ask yourself, did I pronounce the final sounds clearly? Did I finish my words? Or did they just fade away?
When you listen, you might be surprised. Sometimes we think we said the sound, but we didn't.
That's so true. Recording yourself helps you become more aware of how you really sound, not just how you think you sound.
Here's another interesting one. Rice and rise.
Ah, yes. The difference is just the final sound. S versus Z.
Exactly. Rice is something you eat. Rise means to go up.
So if you say, I eat rice every day, people might be confused.
Right. They'll imagine you're eating the sun.
That's why clear final sounds help people understand you right away. No guessing, no confusion.
Another thing, Daisy, when I hear someone pronounce their final sounds clearly, they sound more confident.
That's a great point. Clear pronunciation doesn't just help others understand you, it makes you sound sure of yourself.
Exactly. When you say, I finished my work with that crisp T, it sounds like you really mean it.
Yes, it gives power to your words. People listen more carefully.
So, clear pronunciation is not about sounding perfect. It's about being understood and feeling confident.
Let's share one more great tip. Shadowing.
Oh, yes. Shadowing is fun. You listen to a short clip of a native speaker, maybe from this channel, and you repeat at the same time, copying the sounds exactly.
Yes. Focus on how the speaker ends their words. Are they saying T, D, or S clearly? Try to imitate that.
If it's too fast, slow the audio down. YouTube has a speed control. Practice at 0.75 or even 0.5 speed.
Exactly. Slow is good. This is Slow English Channel, after all.
Right. Slow and clear, that's our way.
You can also practice in daily life. For example, when you read signs, think of the ending sounds.
Yes. If you see the word shoes, say to yourself, shoes. If you see cold, say cold.
These habits make a big difference because pronunciation is muscle memory. The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
And the best part is, you can practice anywhere. On the bus, while walking, even while brushing your teeth.
Just maybe not too loudly if you're in public.
Let's also talk about some common mistakes learners make when trying to pronounce final sounds.
Good idea. One mistake is adding an extra vowel after the consonant. For example, instead of saying cap, some people say kappa.
Yes, they add a small sound at the end because it feels more natural.
But that changes the sound. Cap and kappa don't sound the same at all.
Another mistake is letting the final sound disappear completely, like saying ka instead of cap.
Exactly. The key is to close your mouth properly, not to shout, but to finish the sound.
You know, Daisy, sometimes learners feel shy or frustrated when practicing pronunciation.
Yes, and that's okay. It's totally normal. English pronunciation can be challenging, especially when your language sounds very different.
But remember, every time you focus on one small sound, you're getting better.
Exactly. And the goal isn't to sound like a native speaker. It's to be clear and confident.
When people understand you easily, that's success.
Absolutely. Every clear word is a small victory.
Okay, Daisy, let's do a quick review before we finish.
Sure. So today we talked about final sounds, those tiny but powerful endings in English words.
We learned that missing them can change the meaning, like cat versus cats, cap versus cab, finish versus finished.
We also shared practice tips. Exaggerate the ending, use mirrors, record yourself, and shadow native speakers.
And most importantly, we said, be patient, practice slowly, and don't give up.
Yes, because speaking clearly is not about speed. It's about control, awareness, and confidence.
So, friends, next time you speak English, remember those little sounds at the end of your words.
They may be small, but they are key to being understood.
Practice slowly, clearly, and kindly, to yourself and to your voice.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Slow English Channel.
Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with your friends who are learning English.
And tell us in the comments, which final sound is hardest for you? We'd love to help you practice.
You're doing great. Keep going, keep speaking, and keep smiling.
See you next time, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye, and happy speaking!